Secured credit card products like the Chime Credit Builder Secured Visa Credit Card help build your credit in a way that is easier and safer than ever before. But what is it that makes these products any different from a standard credit card? So I've talked about the Chime Credit Builder a number of times before, and this product has exploded in popularity in recent years for good reason. But I still get questions all the time about this card, and specifically what makes it different than other secured credit cards, and which one is right for you. Well, there's a number of key differences that I want to cover, but the biggest difference is the way that these products view and handle debt. Just as a reminder, with a standard credit card, you'll make a purchase with your card, and instead of that money coming directly out of your bank accounts like it would with a debit card, the credit card company is the one actually paying the merchant, and then you're responsible for paying back the credit card company. So you spend $100 at the store, the credit card company gives the store $100, and you now owe the credit card company $100. Sounds fairly simple, but the catch is that if you don't give the credit card company their $100 by the due date, they will start adding an insane amount of interest and fees to that balance, and I'm not talking about 1 or 2% interest. Credit cards are notorious for having some of the highest interest rates of any financial product, with many cards having rates of 20 to 30%. And if you're brand new to this whole credit card space, those rates can go even higher. That means that in our simple example, if you make a $100 purchase and don't bother to pay it off, after 1 year, you now owe the credit card company $130 if your interest rate is 30%. And of course, that example is removing the minimum payments that you would owe and any late fees that they would tack on as well. And very quickly, you can bury yourself in a hole of credit card debt that can feel insurmountable to climb your way out of. Sounds scary, I know, but that's where secured credit cards like the Chime Credit Builder card come into play. But again, what is the difference and which one is right for you? Obviously, it's not a one-size-fits-all answer, but if at the end of the video you do decide that a secured credit card is the right option for you, then Chime was kind enough to sponsor today's video, so I will leave a link down in the description below where you can learn more about the Chime Credit Builder card, and you'll help support this free content, which I really appreciate. Okay, so secured credit cards are typically offered by credit card companies as an option for individuals who are brand new to building their credit score. And really, a secured credit card is really more of an insurance policy for the credit card company than it is for you. The way that this works is instead of getting a standard credit card like we just talked about and being able to spend up to a predetermined limit, you will have to make a security deposit, hence the name secured credit card. And this is usually a couple $100. So you give the credit card company $500, for example, they give you a secured credit card, and you are now able to spend up to $500 on that card, and should you decide not to pay them back, well, they don't really care because they can just keep your security deposit, and that's the end of it. But for a lot of users, especially those who are new to credit, putting down hundreds of dollars of their own hard-earned money up front might be unrealistic. And if you don't use your secured credit card properly, meaning you don't pay off the balance to keep your account in good standing, you are still running the risk of losing your deposit entirely. Enter companies like Chime, who said there must be a better way for people to easily and safely build their credit without the fear of burying their financial future in a hole of insurmountable credit card debt. With your Chime Credit Builder card, you're simply going to move funds from your Chime checking accounts into your secured credit builder account, and you have complete access and control over those funds and can move them back into your checking account at any time. This also means that you can essentially change your spending limit at any time as your spending needs change as well. The problem is that with a typical secured credit card like we just talked about, the only way to get your security deposit back is to close that credit card. At that point, you can no longer use the product, obviously, and you'll get your deposit back, assuming that your balance has been paid in full. Whereas the Chime Credit Builder card essentially allows you to top up or reload your card as needed. So going back to our basic store example from earlier, instead of using using your debit card, where the money would be pulled directly out of your Chime checking account, you can simply move that money into your credit builder account, use that card to make the purchase, and after you make your on-time payment, Chime is then going to report that as an on-time payment to the 3 major credit bureaus. Plus, with the safer credit builder feature enabled, you'll automatically have your balance paid in full each month, which can have a positive impact on your credit score, since the most important variable when calculating your score is, of course, your on-time payment history. Again, with a standard credit card that we looked at earlier, if you forget to make a payment, that late payment is staying on your report for 7 years and is going to have a huge negative impact on your score. Even with the standard secured credit card products that we talked about, same thing. If you don't make your payments on time and you continue to miss that payment, then you are running the risk of losing your entire deposit. But again, with the safer credit builder feature enabled on your Chime credit builder card, it's really hard to have a late payment because you are setting the full amount aside before you even make the purchase. Meaning, again, you will always have great on-time payment history. You want to buy something for $100, so you set $100 aside into your credit builder account. Then you can go and spend up to $100, and the money you already set aside will be used to pay for that transaction, and of course would be marked as an on-time payment. It's really that simple. And remember that scary 20 to 30% interest that I mentioned earlier that can really start to add up if you don't make your on-time payments? Well, again, you can completely throw that out of your mind because the Chime credit builder card has no interest, and there's no minimum security deposit required in order to get started. Plus, unlike many of the most popular credit cards, which can have annual fees as high as $700 per year, the Chime credit builder card, again, has no annual fee. Now, a product like this is obviously not going to offer you crazy cash back and rewards and travel perks and that kind of stuff, but that's not what this is intended for, and you can work your way up to that sort of thing. A product like this is focused on individuals who are brand new to the credit card and credit score space and just want to build their credit history in a safe and effective way. I know that might not sound as exciting as airport lounge access and booking free travel using points, but building your credit score could save you tens of thousands of dollars in the future when it comes time to borrow money. And that's simply because if you have a higher credit score, you'll typically be able to get a lower interest rate on things like a car loan or a mortgage. And when you're talking about borrowing hundreds of thousands of dollars in the case of a mortgage, even a slightly lower interest rate could save you tens of thousands of dollars over the entire lifetime of that loan. And if you can achieve all of that without having to worry about interest and late fees, and without having to put down hundreds of dollars up front just to get your foot in the door, then why not use this tool instead? So if it wasn't already obvious, I personally think a secured credit card like the Chime Secured Credit Builder Visa credit card is a great place for people to get started if they are brand new to building their credit and don't really care about earning cash back and rewards. So if that's the case for you, how do you get started? Well, in the case of Chime, it's super easy. Like I said, you're going to load your credit builder account using funds from your Chime checking account. So first thing you'll want to do is go ahead and open a Chime checking account, which has a ton of advantages on its own, and I've talked about it in a number of previous videos, so I'll link to some of those down in the description. But once you've opened that account and you receive your first qualifying direct deposit of $200 or more, you are now eligible to apply for the Chime Credit Builder Secured Visa credit card. And the best part is there's no credit check in order to apply. So if you literally have zero credit history, it doesn't matter. And if you're worried about damaging your credit score by applying for a new product, there is no hard inquiry on your report when you apply. And that's pretty much it. From there, you'll follow the process that I explained earlier, and you can freely move money back and forth between these two Chime accounts and start building your credit score with the Credit Builder card. Now, once you've built that foundational credit score and you're looking to earn some cash back and rewards, then yeah, you can start to look for a more advanced product. But again, this is a great place to get started, in my opinion. I've heard from hundreds of you over the years on how you were able to increase your credit score using this product, product. So I'd love to hear about your experience with it down in the comment section. And also let me know what you think of this debate and whether you prefer a secured credit card or a more traditional credit card and why. For me, the answer is obvious. So again, I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get started with the Chime Credit Builder Card, and you'll help support my channel, which again, I seriously appreciate so much. Thank you so much for your time, and as always, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.